Morning, good evening. I have to laugh. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yeah. So the Saints rolled in and they took the crown jewels and they rolled out again, didn't they? Yeah, took the whole 3 points. I saw a lot of the action, but my brother saw more action or lack of action. Southampton versus Arsenal, 1-0. It's going to be a short, sharp show. See you on the other side of this music intro. Yes, welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And we're very rare that we do an instant post-game reaction, but because my brother has some problems doing the watch along, I don't do watch alongs. I was just kind of chilling and watching the game. I was literally just chilling. But anyway, my brother is going to talk and give us his thoughts in regards to the game today. But before he does, make sure that you do subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest rants here on Cannon for TV. Ralph, how are you, geezer?
Is it, are we still in Easter? It's still Easter weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, we are. Keep it clean.
Well, I tell you what, I think we should have played this game yesterday because it would have been the way that we played was sacrificial. It was sacrificial. I couldn't. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand what this team was trying to do. The way that they played the same way against Brighton, against Crystal Palace, against against them now, against Southampton. It was all the same. There was no surprise. There was no forward play as such. Southampton's given the man of the match to Foster because of a couple of saves that he done. They had to respond because they got walloped by Chelsea 6-0. And didn't I say to you earlier in the week, I think where our guest Paul, I believe his name was, that I can't see what kind of change that this team's going to do in order to try and maintain top four. I don't want us to be in the top four because this team, if by some miracle of chance we get top four, could you imagine this team turn up against a team called Genk or Juve or Napoli? Forget about the big hitters like Barcelona and Real Madrid. We're not ready. We're not ready against Southampton. We're not ready against Brighton or Crystal Palace. We are not ready.
But when you saw the lineup, were you still not convinced, Ralph? I mean, Lacazette, as I understand it, was out. He contracted COVID. They're stuck with Tavares at left back. I mean, the front three. I mean, Martinelli, Ketia, Saka, Erdegaard, playmaker. But you got Granit Xhaka, Lokonga. The back four is the regular players. But when you're not one bit positive, Ralph, about the result that we could have probably, and especially as we saw that Brighton did the business over them down the road. They beat them at home. So were you not positive for the results? No.
No. I wasn't. I wanted Arsenal to respond against Crystal Palace, and they didn't. I wanted them to respond against Brighton, and they didn't. I said this before. I said I can't see, let alone a goal. Odegaard's goal against Brighton was a Hail Mary pass. It just went up in the air and it was deflected. It went in. There was no passage of thought of. I said this time and time and time again. Of course I'm not a Premiership player. I've barely played football. You know what I mean? The most experience I've got is Hackney Marshes on a Sunday, sometimes Regent's Park. The amount of teams that when they go in and they play, most of their thinking is as it goes. You could have all the best tactics, you can have the best players, but sometimes what you train for and what happens will change per pass, per moment. Arsenal keep chipping the ball up in the box. They keep trying to play the ball. I mean, they had a couple of shots outside the box. Saka, to his effort, he had a chance that Foster saved, and it should have been a goal. Emma Smith Rowe later on in the game had a chance, kind of scuffed his shot. Xhaka had a half chance, two chances, I think. It was all playground passing, tiki-taki passing. You know, we keep saying, let's have a shot outside the box. I think Tavares came close on a couple of occasions. What is it, or whose decision is it to give a defender a free kick outside the box, left or right? I mean, Cedric had two chances from the same side of the pitch, outside the box by attacking against Southampton, the left flank. He's no Ronaldo. Ward-Prowse. I've never known the guy score a free kick, and yet you're giving him responsibilities to have a shot on goal twice. Every time the ball went over, the Southampton fans cheered because they knew what to expect. I can't, I'm still saying that I can't see us. If we do go into Europe via the back door, we have to stop the sinking ship now. At this moment in time, we've only won one game out of five, the last five. I don't see how we're going to do it against Chelsea. You tell me. Do you think we're going to improve against Chelsea overnight? Well, Wednesday, isn't it? I think the match is Wednesday. Chelsea, Man United, and them down the road.
I mean, it'll be typical Arsenal, isn't it? Having lost against the previous three clubs, there's actually three teams, and then we come up against the Chelsea, and we were to beat them. But for me, it's long been since too little, too late, Ralph. It's too little, too late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, I'll go back to the January transfer window where we just didn't buy any players, and again, it's coming. Chickens are coming home to roost, Ralph. But
again, why would Arteta think not to get a striker, not to get a midfielder, not to get a left back? Why? Surely, I mean, we don't earn that kind of money at this moment in time. But it's to me, it's pretty much common sense. Look, this is the deficiencies. We are. I saw the bench, the shot on the bench, and the commentator was saying, "Well, Arteta is working with a paper thin squad." And I'm thinking, it's not even paper thin. It's damn near invisible. Who would come off the bench to change the game?
Pepe, Smith Rowe. Both of them had half chances. I think they shepherded Pepe. I think Pepe should have started. He should have started definitely against Brighton. What happened to Elneny? Why isn't Elneny in midfield? What does the guy have to do in order to get some game time? But what's the problem in the midfield today, Ralph? You can't win games if you don't score goals. We've said this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Long range shots, stop trying to walk the ball into the goal. But if you don't shoot, you can't score, innit? And we had a couple of chances, but
I don't think Eddie Nketiah is the answer. You put him in for. I would rather that we just had Martinelli up front. Put on one of the youngsters. Do something completely different. You know, why are we, you know, surely after the first couple of matches that you've lost, you'd think, you know what, let's just change things up. Let's just do something completely different that the opposition is not expecting. Let's put a youngster in. You know, what else have we got to lose? We're going to go further down the table. We'll probably end up 10th.
We're talking about a table. Here's the latest standings. The table. We're just looking from 4th all the way down to 8th. So Tottenham, although they lost against Brighton, they still continue and stay in 4th. 57 played with 57 points on 32. Man United, I believe, won today, 54 from 32 played, down 1 position. Arsenal 54 points with 31 played. Game in hand to me doesn't mean anything. You've got Happy Hammers, 51 points, 32 played, and the Wolverhampton Wanderers, 49 points with 32 played. Yeah, I mean, I don't think everyone saw them not down the road losing to Brighton. I actually thought it was going to be 3 points all the way for Spurs, but just show you how precarious. There's no easy runnings for any of the teams. Any of the teams in the fourth all the way down to 8th, there's no easy runnings. All the games, as much as we say there are cup finals, they all have potential to be a banana skin. And it just happens, Southampton, they're not even mid-table, are they? I think not even mid-table.
No.
Yeah, and Arsenal lose. You would have thought they would have bounced back after the Crystal Palace game. You would have thought they would have bounced back after the Brighton game, and it just hasn't happened. Hasn't happened, Ralph.
And the thing is, it potentially can get a lot worse because, like you said, we've got the 3 tougher teams coming up now, and I can't see where goals coming from. I couldn't see where goals coming from when I was watching the match. We do the ponderous passing the ball around the box. Like I said, we had a couple of chances. We're trying to break them, but then why are you chipping the ball up in the box to a defender? Most of the defenders are about 6+. You know, it makes no sense. Try and force something. But the tactics, I think Arteta is definitely whatever hair's got left on that head. I think it'll go by the time that the season goes, because he must be tearing his hair out most of the time. It's frustrating. I feel sorry for the fans that's gone. As much as we're watching it from home, I feel sorry for the fans that's gone, because they were thinking, you know what, it's going to be 3 points. Last week, we thought it was going to be 3 points. We thought it was going to be 3 points against Crystal Palace. And all it just shows is just how tactically unaware, or what kind of fight. Where's the fight?
Exactly.
Where's the fight from?
Yeah.
There's no fight.
There's
no deal.
It's just these guys just going through the motions, And I did put a comment in the platform just saying that these guys have, in my opinion, they've down tools, because even if you lack, the technicality or the experience, you've got to show the fights. Got to show some fight in you, and I just didn't see that today, Ralph. There was no fight, no leadership. Again, quite symbolic that Odegaard had that captain's armband, but he wasn't able to galvanize the troops together and win. With these players, Ralph, I just think there's something very, very strange going on. Really strange. My prediction was a 2-2 draw. I thought Arsenal would probably, escape with a draw. And just not good enough. Not good enough. Shall I go into the live chat, Ralph?
Yeah. So
we've got John Agiza says, "Evening, Gunners. How depressing was that result?" He goes on to say that we ain't good enough for Europa Conference. Oh my goodness. That's Jared, good afternoon to you. He says his tactically naivety and experience has cost us again. Bottled Europa League last year, bottled 4th at the moment, 3 straight losses. Why isn't Holding and Elneny being given some games? Arteta out. John follows on from that, it says it all goes back to not replacing Auba and a January transfer window. And we've got Carl. I think Liverpool smashed Man City, didn't they, in the semi-final?
Yeah, 2-0, I heard.
3-0. All right. So hi to you as well, Carl. So LOL, Carl. I think you lot may win all four, the quadruple. As a neutral, fourth place is very interesting. Well, nobody wants to claim it. Nobody wants to claim it, do they? He goes. I agree with Ralph. As soon as I see Eddie up front, I knew we were doomed. I tell you, doomed. Arsenal versus Spurs is a massive game now. All the games, not only that game.
All the
there,
games.
all
Yeah,
the
all the games.
All the games.
Yeah.
Liverpool still got to play Spurs. First clean sheet in 7 for the Saints. Yeah, you just knew it was coming, didn't you?
Yeah.
You just knew it. They're struggling. Like 7 games, and look at that. They get. Yeah, go on, Ralph.
I said that, didn't I? I said that every team that plays against Arsenal, doesn't matter if you've lost, doesn't matter if your manager just got sacked. It doesn't matter if the fans decided to boycott. They find a way to win. The team finds a way to win because we give it to them. We get. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I didn't think I was going to do like a list early in the week actually about the amount of games that we've lost that when we needed to either stay in the top 4 or to stay for Europa or whatever, the amount of matches that we've lost at crucial times in the season. This is a continuing trend. It's a continuing trend. I've never known, at least the last 10 years, watching Arsenal, how further, some of the players that we had back then, we thought they weren't good enough, but they still kept us in the top 4. They kept us in the top 4, and we thought they were bad. And since we've been out of the top 4, we've gotten progressively worse. We've gone, and I don't understand why the board or well, I know why the board wouldn't do it, because you did put a point out saying how the board is quite happy for mediocrity, and there you have it. There you have it. Arsenal mediocrity, FC. That's us. I love my team. I love the fact that when we used to live in Highbury, it was just down the road. I'm miles away from it, and I think that the people really care about the club. It's like I don't know how much more we need to talk about fixing it. I'm exhausted. But then we pick ourselves up and we go and we go again.
Well, I thought LTL, original Godfather, put up an interesting comment in the WhatsApp group for Cannon 42. He says, I would advise Arteta to stop coaching. He doesn't have the answers. Only the players can improve this. I think it's beyond the players, Joe.
I think it's beyond the players. Yeah, I think the players are looking for someone, and unfortunately, Arteta is. I mean, I saw a segment. He was on the pitch. He was on the sidelines, talking to the linesman and the referee about the amount of gameplay that Southampton was doing, and I'm thinking, instead of talking to them, why are you talking to your players? Talk to your players. He did look lost. There's a couple of times he looked lost. The Olympiacos look seemed to have just come in. It just seemed to come in. I looked at him. I was thinking, mate, like what's going on? I'd be. Oh, boy, I don't think. Well, you remember our dad anyway. You remember what he used to say? He said he wouldn't be able to manage a team because they would have walked out, half of them.
Got a donation from Carl. Super chat, £1.79. Thank you for that, Carl. Do you rate Villarreal manager? Enough said. Carl, enough said. All I would say, because it's going to be a short show, going for like 20 minutes. My brother has to be somewhere anyway. Is that when I saw the players play today, and it's not been the first time, they do look like a group of individuals. This is like they've just come together. Again, I'm thinking, what is the game plan Arteta has laid out for these players? You know, during the training, like, what are you telling the players? Because they look unbalanced, and they look like just a bunch of individuals just coming together. This is beyond the players, Eltel. It's beyond the players, and it's like Ralph says, they're looking for someone that should be looking to the manager. But I think the manager's completely lost as well, Ralph. With how many games to play now? 7?
7 or 8, yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm going to move this. So we've got 7 games to play. 7 games to play. And we find ourselves, you know, at the business end of the season without Tierney, Thomas Partey, now Laka. The players literally are looking for leadership, Ralph. And we are found wanting. They have been found wanting. Because, you know, all this talk about Granit Xhaka, you know what, he's good in the changing rooms. Well, the last time I saw, the business is done on the pitch, not in the changing rooms. So even if they're looking to him, there's no direction there. No direction at all. I don't know what more I can say. It's just a bunch of individuals. When you just think, you know, they've got to come out with a positive reaction. Loss against Crystal Palace, loss against Brighton. You've had all that time to come up and prove, you know, your managers, much less the fan base, that you guys have got cojones. Not so. Not so. Ralph, do you want to say anything before we wrap up this show?
Well, only in the fact that, you know, dust ourselves down, we go again. It's Chelsea, isn't it? On Wednesday, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
So I know that there's a guy in work who, obviously, he wasn't happy that they lost the Champions League, innit? Because they were in the Champions League, and it was a Benzema showcase. But Chelsea, they're under no illusion. They go in and they want to get the job done.
Mm.
And what's Arsenal going to do?
Jacko says that Arsenal is a prank football team, 8th again. And Carl says, can I say how disgraceful the City fans for singing during the minute silence at Wembley for Hillsborough? Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, that's. I didn't see that. I had more important things to be watching rather than a semi-final. And actually, for me, John kind of nails everything on the head. You know, back in the day, you would know who's going to be the captain.
Mm.
Without even seeing the armband, you would know who's the leader on the pitch. Well, John, it was Martin Ødegaard. He was the captain for the game today against the Saints. All right, we are done. Sorry, did you want to say something quickly?
I was going to say, if Xhaka has got leadership qualities, why didn't he shout on the pitch?
Oh dear. Anyway, John says, fellas, I can't keep attending these wakes. Oh dear me.
Let's call it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. So the numbers were quite reasonable for. Yeah, we don't do instant post game. What was it? Instant? It was kind of post game reaction. Just kind of making up for my brother not being able to do the live watch along. There will be no show tomorrow. I think I'm going to be back on Monday. If not Monday, it'll be Tuesday. But from both my brother and myself on this post game reaction. Oh, when the Saints, Ralph.
That's ringing in my ears.
Yeah. Anyway, you've been watching and listening to Cannon for the channel for Arsenal fans.